Penn College student athletics. We request your cooperation by supporting participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. And now, folks, we ask everyone to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now, folks, we ask everyone, oh, wait, no. Now, here are the starting lineup for today's game. First, the visiting team for Williamson Trade. Number 0, Ajad White. Number 2, Ronald Johnson. Number 4, Matt Flint. Number 5, Jordan Drake. Number 33, Samaj Sherry. Head coach is Kevin Brown. And now, from Central Penn Knights. Number 3, Darius Lopez. The shot is number 5, Khalil Dukes. Number 14, Anthony McClinton. Number 24, and head coach of your Central Penn Knights is Gary Morgan.
All right, welcome everybody here to East Penn Middle School for the ESAC game of the week, if you will, against pitting your Central Penn Knights against Williamson Trade. Noah Lopez there on the pre-game announcements. We appreciate him doing that. I'm being joined here by my main man, Dalton Koller. Dalton, it's a pleasure to be back here with you.
Of course, pleasure to be back. Last time we saw these guys was on Sunday. They had a tough-fought loss. They were in it for most of the game, and unfortunately, some late-game turnovers cost them the win, so hopefully we can come away with a different result here.
As they say, seems like only yesterday, but actually it was only 2 days ago. All right, so Williamson Trade comes into this season at 13-9. Your Knights at 4-13, though McClinton with an early steal. And takes it all the way for a quick early basket.
Yep, Dukes in the right spot there to get a hand on it, swat it up. Loose ball. McClinton comes away with the loose ball all the way down for the 2.
Gosh, it seems like it's been a while since we've been on the call together. You've been calling games with other people. It's, you know, brings back some old memories.
Oh, I know. We got to get back in the rhythm, getting our chemistry going again.
So the Knights did play Williamson Trade earlier this season, and they did fall in that contest. So the Knights are going to look to get some retribution here on the home floor as the Knights are called for a quick foul. This was way back on November the 12th, and the Knights fell 73-61 at Williamson.
Yeah, it's sort of a similar kind of, you know, game that the Knights had where they were kind of in it back and forth a lot of the game and then some late game turnovers. That always kind of seems to be their bugaboo, where they're in it for most of the game and then just a late game collapse.
And drains the 3. I'm sure that I'm not the first person to ever say that.
I don't think you are. It might not be the only time you say it tonight. Hopefully it doesn't happen too often. But
so Williamson Trade off to a quick 3-2 lead here. 18:40 left here in the first. If you're in a neighborhood and you're watching live, come on over to East Penn High School. If not, we'll be back here with you again next Wednesday evening. And Wallace from outside, no good.
yeah, something we saw from the Knights on Sunday before they started to make their comeback was early on they were failing to make the open shots. They were getting good looks, good ball movements. We get a turnover there. Williamson Trade gets it back. But again, like I mentioned, they were just struggling to put balls in the baskets. Hopefully we can see that here.
And Johnson comes up empty, and it's McClinton with 4 early points. He was the Nightly News Player of the game on Sunday. He's following that up with 2 early buckets.
Absolutely. 1 rebound shy of a double-double. He had a terrific game. He's been absolutely pivotal for them, both on the bench and starting.
And he won't get credit for that steal, but it was partially his responsibility. And then Dukes for 3.
Already building some offensive momentum. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
And the press here they're playing early, which leads to numbers the other way around. Good deep by Riley Young, but no one can come up with the rebound. White there grabs it, and the ball fake there from Johnson, who can't quite come up with it. Dukes maintains the ball. Riley Young, Dukes, McClinton, Wallace, and King for the Knights, and Riley Young with the bucket.
Yep, coming down with too much speed. There's nothing the Williamson Trade defender could have done there. Too easy for Riley Young.
And going inside the ball fake, out to Johnson for 3. And that can't go, but the putback by White. As we look back at the game earlier this season, number 1, Robert Wiley led the way in points for Williamson Trade. Samaj Cherry had 21, Johnson with 16. Drain only 4. As Young comes up empty on the deep shot.
Yeah, definitely going to have to keep an eye out for Wiley and Cherry. Make sure that, you know, they don't get too many open looks because it's obvious that they will make it.
Cherry 21.6 rebounds. 0-0 White had 8 points, 12 boards in the contest. And Wallace comes up with the rebound.
You're so far early on defense, and Knights forcing them to shoot the 3, and they're not making.
Dukes thought better on the 3, takes it all the way to the rack. Knights maintain possession though. And King is really a key player here for the Knights, leading the way with 15.9 points a game for the Knights.
Yeah, he also had a terrific game on Sunday. I mean, if you could give it to him, he was second place in the Weis Markets Player of the game. He had some terrific fadeaway shots where it just seems like every single time he takes a step back and he's falling away, he gets at least 2 or 3 feet of separation. It's incredible.
White hits that first one, and the Knights lead 9-6. And White off, and McClinton with the snag. And King inside to Dukes. And the foul.
Dukes, right place, right time, a good pass to get it to him inside.
You know, I talked to Coach Martin after Sunday's game, and of course, you know, I always send them the information about the story and the photos and everything that we do as part of our package. And the one thing that he said was he was very proud of how the team played, but he said they need to put together a complete game, and we have seen that on multiple occasions this year. The Knights get off to a good start, but they just can't maintain that pace for both halves.
And I think most of the time it's a mixture of using too much like energy at the beginning and then just letting one or two empty possessions or turnovers just end up building on them, and they mount and it gets to a point where it's unattainable for them to come back.
And King, the off-balance shot is no good. It is 11-8. Knights lead by 3 with 15:29 left here in the first half. From downtown, that was number 5, Drain. Wallace takes it the other way, and Riley Young follows it, but neither can get it to fall.
Knights doing a really good job of trying to keep the ball on the perimeter.
And the steal. King comes up with it, and Dukes, off-balance shot, definitely not the shot he was looking for.
No, he definitely was not looking for that. I believe he was trying to draw the foul there.
So back-to-back turnovers there, and we got a timeout. Well, the one thing that we know is that we want to thank Weis Markets for supporting the Nightly News throughout this basketball and baseball season. Weis Markets proudly supports our military. As a thank you for our appreciation, Weis Markets offers a 10% discount on participating Weis brand products every Thursday to all active duty, reserve, retired, and military veterans. Thank you for your service. Please see store for more details. Eat better, spend less. That's Weis. I even threw in the catchphrase there, Dalton.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Well,
Almost like I was watching a TV commercial.
I didn't come up with it. They came up with it, but a nice little cap to the first read of the day. Wow. Knights off to a hot start, 11-3. That Khalil Dukes three-pointer was fantastic. King has played very well so far. A lot of good ball movement. Maybe a couple of inside shots that they would have liked a second try on. But Williamson Trade looks a little flat here to start.
Yeah, they've just been allowing the Knights to penetrate the paint. I mean, almost all 11 of their points have been inside the paint. So they're definitely going to have to look to find a way to limit the Knights from doing that.
So an ISO play here for Dukes. The spin move and jumper. Turnaround, what a shot from Dukes.
And it seems like here, obviously, a lot of other times, especially on Sunday where the Knights had an obvious size mismatch. Tonight, it's pretty even, obviously leaning towards the Knights' way. So far, they're using that to their advantage.
And Drain drives, but gets the call.
Yeah, it's an easy call for the ref to make there. Is try to go up. Some, obviously unintentional contact from Dukes, but nevertheless, he will get called for the foul.
Drain goes to the line. In the first contest, he only had 4 points and 2 rebounds. He was 0 for 2 from the line, so we shall see how the rest of the evening goes. Drain looks like very involved thus far. Did hit his first free throw. Comes up empty on the second, but Williamson Trade grabs the board. Those are the types of plays you can't have if you want to play a perfect game.
Absolutely not. You cannot give the offense multiple chances to try and get points on the board.
So, good steal there as Cooper checks in, as does Harrison for Young and Wallace. So even though the rebound off the second free throw went the way of Williamson Trade, Knights get the ball back and have a 4-point lead with the ball.
And again, that was also kind of something that cost them on Sunday, was those late offensive rebounds from the other team that they just couldn't get a defensive rebound. They kept giving the other team too many chances. They're definitely going to have to limit that here.
McClinton thinks better on the 3. Outside to King from way downtown. Again, probably not the shot he wanted to take there.
No, definitely a very, very long shot. I'm not saying he can't make it, but I feel like there was maybe something else there they could have done.
Well, they still had like 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Absolutely. You definitely want to be a little more wiser with the shot selection there.
Out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Knights. And the Knights have a 4-point lead with 13:26 here left in the first half.
It seems like Williamson Trade is trying to get a lot of their offense started on the perimeter, but the Knights with the zone defense they're playing, they're just not allowing them to do that. Even simple passes now they can't even complete.
King, Cooper, McClinton, Dukes, and Harrison. And there's a turnover by Cooper, who Cooper actually had a really nice game on Sunday as well.
Yes, he did. He's obviously a very good player on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensively. Came with some really nice steals, some good blocks too.
That's one of the things I really has impressed me thus far about Cooper this season is he's a really good two-way player. Not to say that other Knights aren't, but he's one that stood out to me as being one of the better defensive players on the team.
Absolutely, definitely a versatile role on this team.
Cherry going for the bucket, can't come up with it. Drain from deep. And a good rebound there by Harrison, and he's going to get the foul call on Cherry.
Yeah, Cherry just a little bit handsy there trying to get for the loose ball. That's going to be an easy call for the ref to make, especially right there.
So an interesting lineup here. Looks like Harrison is playing the 5 right now, which is unusual for him.
They're trying to use a little bit of his height and length to their advantage.
King has it stripped. Can McClinton do something on the shot? Unfortunately, he cannot. Ronald Johnson with the bucket there brings the score to 13-11, and a quick timeout by Coach Gary Martin.
That's just good vision there from Johnson to just get a hand on the ball and then really easy, quick breakaway for the easy bucket. Well, coming up in the winter term, we get the CPC Film Series, always one of my favorite events. You can save the date. It's Friday, February 7th at 6 p.m. The CPC Film Series returns for the winter term. Associate Professor of English, Dr. Amanda Stuckey, presents on the 2010 David Fincher film, The Social Network. During her presentation, she will discuss the impact of social media on the public, including how these platforms causes polarization. Concessions will be available for a donation to the Nightly News and Gamma Beta Phi.
Yeah, something I've been looking forward to. Coming up this Sunday is the 1-year anniversary since I presented Groundhog Day last year.
It's a great presentation.
Which was really, really memorable. One of my fondest memories at Central Penn, not only because it was on my birthday, but because so much of my family and students were all there. It was just a really cool night, and I hope that Dr. Stuckey appreciates the same opportunity.
Oh, I assume that she can only put on a great presentation herself.
All right, Harrison, the pull-up jumper, a little short. Great rebound from Dukes. Looking for some help. I'm going to call a jump ball there, and that will stay Knights ball. One thing I noticed, and I mean, I know that you were doing production for the ladies' game, but they had a number of jump balls where I didn't think it was a jump ball at all.
I was just about to mention that. They were very, very quick to call up, but there, they kind of let him go at it a little bit there.
King, another deep 3, came up empty on both. I wonder if he's going to start thinking about trying to move the ball around and get a little bit better of a shot. It's going to stay Knights ball.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to get the 3-point game going. As I mentioned, all of their shots have been, in the paint or around there. And King is one of their better 3-point shooters, but as of right now, he is just ice cold from out there to start.
Trying to go inside, looking for King again. Outside on the 3 ball. They've got Dukes wide open. And those are the kind of shots you want to look for. They can't come up with the rebound, though. Dukes with the steal. Inside to McClinton. And the bucket. That's 6 points for Anthony McClinton.
Yep, and that's good vision there from Dukes. After the miss, he stayed in the play, got the loose ball, and found McClinton right under the rim. Nice play.
Really like this press defense. Curious to see if Williamson makes adjustments because of it.
They're going to have to, otherwise they're going to be limited on the scoreboard the rest of this game.
3-on-1, and McClinton with 8 points.
That's exactly what you need to do on those type of breakaways. Just get some ball movement. Not much a defender could do there.
White all the way into Cherry. That bucket was too easy. And that's one of the... A warning from the referee for something that happened. We're way at the top of the bleachers, so it's kind of tough to hear.
From what I can make out, I heard something about possibly a delay of game or something like that.
I mean, he kind of threw the ball against the back wall there, but that was a little ticky-tack, but I'm supposing that's why he gave him a warning.
I guess that's what it's about. I guess that's what it's about.
Seeing Walker, number 13, for the first time, and Harrison comes up empty, but McClinton the rebound. McClinton trying to take the whole team, and they see Walker from downtown, no good.
Yeah, the Knights just cannot make any three-pointers right now. It's going to be really easy for Williamson Trade to defend out the rest of the game if they're not going to be able to make their three-pointers.
What a play there by Williamson. That's Ali, number 24. So one of the things I did want to mention, and I wrote this story on Sunday's men's game, they were 3 for 27 from behind the arc. So this is, you want to talk about a bugaboo, that's one of the biggest things that we're noticing here over the past few games is just ice cold from downtown.
Absolutely, they pull up another one here.
And then as soon as I say that,
that's a good commentator, Jinx. We'll take that one all night. But yeah, it is obviously a big issue that they need to fix. It's obviously for defensive wise.
All the way, that's consecutive sort of really easy buckets for Williamson.
They definitely need to tighten up down there. They had a couple people down there, but they all just kind of stared at it like, you got it, and no one actually got it.
McClinton inside to Cooper to Harrison. 14 on the shot clock. Cooper's got the open look for 3. And there you go. As soon as I said that, we're now 2 for 2.
Maybe you should say that more often, because every single time it seems like they're going to make it.
Stepped out of bounds, did Johnson. And with 9 minutes remaining here, the Knights have a 6-point lead.
Williamson Trade's going to keep the ball, though, because Walker forced him out.
Oh. Drain number 5, number 24 Ali, number 2 Johnson. There's a foul there the other way, and we also just saw number 12 for the Knights, Garland Amaker, take the floor. So Walker, Cooper, Amaker, Wallace, and Harrison for the Knights.
Definitely a very wiry, speedy line that they got in here. Trying to get some ball movement, see what they can do.
And a turnover. And Walker. Good play to get back up and try to provide some defense, but too quick and a quick turnover. Johnson. And the rebound by Drain. Can't get that to go. Johnson grabs his own board. And those are the types of plays you just can't have. A 4-point turnaround.
No, you can't have that lack of focus on the inbound that originally got stolen, and then 2 or 3 offensive rebounds there from Williamson Trade. You just cannot let that sort of thing happen, especially when it's basically 2 defenders on 1. You just cannot let that happen.
One person I think that is going to be the key if we're going to win this game is Darius Wallace. Darius Wallace was one of those folks who was cold on Sunday. Haven't seen him. He hasn't hit a bucket yet today. Really hasn't even gotten a good look.
I need you to keep doing this the rest of the game. Every time you mention someone or a three-pointer, they make it.
I don't want to take any credit. So you got a 4-on-1, essentially. A tough spot for Amaker to be in there on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, they're just getting absolutely bullied down there in the paint. I mean, no answers right now down there for anything.
It's 26-23 with 7:20 left here in the first half. Paul Miller, Dalton, Koller here for the Nightly News. Thank you for joining us on this fine evening. And Amaker inside goes hard and gets the contact from Cherry and will go to the line.
That was a really good bounce pass from Cooper to, find the window in between defenders and find a Amaker, and he will head to the line.
Amaker hits the first. Getting some solid minutes here. Amaker only averaging 4.5 minutes on the season, and is only averaging 0.7 points per game. But is a solid role player for the Knights in the games that I've seen. And again, I like this sort of rotation that we have here for the Knights, but we also talked in previous games, that's part of the reason that we think that there might be sort of a slide in the second half, maybe starting to try to build a specific lineup that you're working with for longer than a few minutes at a time.
Yeah, I get you want to like get other guys in there, try and keep guys fresh and stuff like that. But if you have a lineup that's working, they're getting stops, they're getting buckets, there's no reason for you to try to make a change.
Johnson with another shot there. 6:43 left. Knights holding on to a 2-point lead. And they're going to get the ball back for Williamson with a chance to tie this game or take the lead.
Yeah, we're going to try to put some English on that ball to try to get it around the defender, but good defense there caused a turnover. Oh, real quick, while we have the break, let's talk about the College Pantry real quick. It's hard to study when you're hungry. The College Pantry can help. Central Penn College and your Student Government Association are committed to ensuring that all of our CPC Knights have access to food when they need it. Requests are kept anonymous and can be submitted online. Look for the link under the link section of Student Central or contact Lindsay Garber, Director of Housing and Residence Life at lindsaygarber@centralpenn.edu.
Well, and I did want to make sure that we gave a shout out to the Lady Knights, who won their first home game of the season. It was an honor to be here to call that game. So congratulations to them for the big win on Sunday. Go ahead.
Long time coming. We've been waiting for it. There's the first home win since 2023. It's Stasia King's first home win as a Central Penn coach.
Amazing.
So, hey, it was definitely a great outing from the Lady Knights.
You want to take a look over at centralpennknights.com. Of course, you can always go to centralpennknights.com to check out our live stats during the game. And good deflection there from Dukes, but he's going to get the foul and the potential for the three-point play.
Yeah, and that's just tough play. Duke's obviously not trying to do that. He's just trying to go for the ball and just a little bit of incidental contact there, and it will send him to the line.
McClinton leads the way with 8 points, Dukes with 7, and then 3 different people with 3 as the Williamson Trade takes the lead. Ronald Johnson with 12, Ajad White with 5 for Williamson. And now, the Knights, for the first time all night, find themselves down 28-27.
Yep, that's got to get something going on offense.
And King still cold from outside, but Cooper with a good rebound. And King right back to him. Looking for Wallace, now down inside to King. And King just cannot find his groove tonight.
Yeah, I don't mind the shot attempt there from King, but just off the mark.
And another bucket from number 2, Ronald Johnson. Johnson did have 16 with 5 assists the first time we played Williamson Trade. And now the Knights trail by 3.
Williamson Trade, as I mentioned, defensively.
King from way downtown. That's the 3rd time he's taken that shot. He's come up empty each time.
And he wasn't even looking to try and get a pass off. He was just looking, he zeroed in on the rim, and he just, again, he needs to be a little bit more smarter with the ball there.
Of course, we have a high respect for King as a former Nightly News Player of the Game, but I think in this circumstance that when you're finding that you're not on with your shot, those are definitely not the shots you want to be taking.
Absolutely, but knowing King, he'll figure it out.
Johnson again. We have to stop Johnson here if we're going to have any chance of this game. Now, the Knights are on the wrong side of a 10-0 run.
And just like I mentioned how Williamson Trade, they've limited Central Penn scoring in the paint. Now on the other end, Central Penn is not doing a good job of doing that themselves.
And Wallace from way downtown. And he did save that.
So exactly what the Knights needed.
Massive shot to pull the Knights to within 2. Now you got a 2-on-1, and from downtown, can't get that one to go. Cooper thought about it, but didn't want to get over the back. Now Wallace going the other way, looking for Dukes down low, and the steal. They're going to call it travel. Dukes, I don't know if he got poked in the eye, but he is in some pain.
Yeah, I was almost kind of looking for them to call a jump ball there, but I guess there was not enough fight over the ball, and Duke took too many steps there, and travel was called.
Young checks back in. Young, Dukes, McClinton, Wallace, and King.
Yeah, and that's definitely an answer to Johnson just letting up way too many points in the paint. definitely more defensive lineup in for the Knights.
White to Johnson, back to White, down low. And good play by McClinton. Trying to see what the call is here, Dalton.
I believe the foul is on the Knights.
Okay, so that will send White to the line for 2.
I think that one might have been on McClinton, but I'm not entirely sure.
Very questionable call, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wish I knew what the foul was, but I didn't really get a good look at it.
And missed the second. Knights still trail by 3. 33-30 with 3:44 left.
Yeah, there's definitely some time left in this first half to get some offense going.
King is just really struggling this evening. Turnover there. Hasn't scored from the floor. And Walker will come in as King takes a seat. Yeah, Coach Martin is going over to King and having a word with him.
Yeah, he's definitely getting frustrated with himself. And as of right now, it's almost seemed like a mental thing. So hopefully King can get his mental in check, because he's definitely going to be a crucial player for the Knights if they want to come back and win this one.
Dalton, not only is he our leading scorer, he's second on the team in minutes behind Darius Wallace.
Hopefully King can figure out whatever's going on right now.
Johnson again. This guy is out of his mind.
You gotta put someone on him. I mean, he's just too fast. He's moving around, weaving this zone defense, and he's getting way too many open looks.
McClinton inside, out around the perimeter, and inside to Young. The sky hook can't go. McClinton comes up with the board. And now McClinton can't get that one to go. And a couple of offensive rebounds, and we still come up empty there, though.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, you try to give your offense some more chances to get points on the board, but just can't capitalize.
At what point do you pull that ball back out to the perimeter in that situation?
I mean, I didn't really get a good look at the shot clock there. Hold on.
Dukes, coast to coast for the bucket. A key bucket there to pull the Knights back into within one possession.
But yeah, on that last possession, you had time to try and get it out there. It's just, I don't know. I guess when you're down there and you just keep getting rebounds, you just want to keep putting it back up.
And from downtown, no good is White, and Walker the rebound. Looking for Wallace to Walker. And to McClinton from downtown. And that's the Hurricane from up here.
Absolutely. He's been absolutely terrific for the last couple games for the Knights.
And that's going to go against Dukes. Knights tied the game there at 35.
And Duke's not too happy with the call there. Can't necessarily blame him, but it is what it is.
And makes the first.
Take a look at the team comparisons. I mean, pretty much only thing that Williamson Trade has over the Knights right now is field goal percentage and also free throw percentage as well. Another thing, the big thing for the Knights, 23 rebounds from Williamson Trade for only 14 for the Knights. Definitely going to need to correct on that in the second half.
Down inside to Young, who was open, and a quick double team. No shot, as the ref said 4 consecutive times.
Just to make sure it wasn't no shot.
So McClinton will inbound. Right quick to Young. Young looked like he wanted to take a shot quick. Dukes to Walker. And the floater can't get that one to go. Johnson with the rebound. They've got numbers. Green was looking for that 3, and he takes it all the way. A nice play. And the back tap. And Johnson again. Dukes comes up with the rebound that time. And can the Knights take the lead here? Wallace comes up empty on the 3-ball.
Johnson was the last one to touch that, though, so it will remain Knights ball.
Knights trail by 1 with just over 1 minute left here in the first half. Young, basically the give and go to McClinton. What a play, but can't get it to go. McClinton is playing with a renewed energy this evening.
Absolutely, he's absolutely flying around the court.
Under a minute. And leaves it for Drain. Back to Johnson. Ali, number 24, with the ball. Pulls up in the key and hits. And it's under 35 seconds, so the Knights not going to have time to go for a 2-for-1, but trying to set something up here down 3.
Yep, definitely need to try and get any points. Take up as much clock as you possibly can and put some points on the board for the end of half.
Some pressure there. Dukes takes it all the way, tries to get it down low to McClinton. Still 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Dukes inside. The spin move and the foul.
And a terrific move there from Dukes off the spin with the contact up for the 2 and the possible 3-point play to tie this game up.
You know, again, granted that, you know, the early season schedule for the Knights was heavy on the road, so we've only gotten a chance to do a small number of games. I would say this has got to be Duke's best game I've seen him play this season.
Absolutely, both sides of the ball. As obviously he's also a very versatile player for the Knights, offensive and defensively, but he is just absolutely clicking, firing on all cylinders right now.
38 apiece, 5 seconds left. And of course, Johnson's got it, and Ali's going to take the last second shot. Can't get it to go. Dalton, what a first half here. The Knights, it was ebbed and flowed. We got off to a lead. We fell back, but then came back around, and we ended up with that 3-point play. That could be the difference in this game. It certainly is a difference to go into halftime tied.
Absolutely, I hope so. I mean, they carried some momentum right in the end of half. Hopefully they can build on that. I mean, even with some of the costly turnovers and mistakes they have, they're in a tie ball game. There's definitely a very winnable game for the Knights, so need them to come out of the locker room with some aggressiveness and hopefully we can come away with another win.
100%, and with the home crowd behind us, it's our game to lose. So let's see. Well, we are going to take a short break here for halftime. Dalton and I will be back here with about a minute left in halftime to talk about the keys to the game here in the second half, recap the first half. Until then, we'll see you after halftime. Paul Miller, Dalton Koller back here with you for the second half of the Central Penn Knights men's basketball game against Williamson Trade. And we are going in the second half tied at 38. And it was a very interesting half in the first half that saw Anthony McClinton lead the way for the Knights. Well, Dalton, as we look at going to the second half, we saw a lot of good and maybe some not so good from the Knights. What are some of the things they need to accentuate in order to win this contest?
Two big things that I noticed, that they started to clean up one of the two at the end of the half, but rebounds, both offensive and defensive, and three-pointers. Three-pointers, they started to clean up a little bit. Darius Wallace, Anthony McClinton, some threes as well. They started to figure it out a little bit. The rebounds, they are just giving Williamson Trade too many chances on offense. Too many second chances. And also another thing, you need to get a guy on Johnson. He's absolutely their best scorer right now. He's absolutely on fire. You need to find an answer for him.
Johnson, 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 of 15 shooting in the first half. Khalil Dukes leads the way for the Knights with 12 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. McClinton on 5 of 7 shooting, 11 points. And that's going to be a 2 for King, but nice to see King getting going.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit there at the end of the first half, he was just getting all in his head. He's very frustrated with himself, so definitely a good start for him to get him right.
Johnson to pull up and blocked by King. And I'll tell you, if we're going to win this game, King has to contribute, and the pull-up jumper. Riley Young the rebound. He's got Wallace open, but gets fouled. And to be honest, that's not a bad foul from Williamson because Wallace had no one anywhere near him for a 3.
Absolutely. Young with the vision there, saw him. Foul there from Flint to prevent that from happening. But yeah, as you mentioned, King is definitely going to be a very vital reason for the Knights want to come away with a win here. And so far, seems to be corrected his mistakes from the first half.
Well, I did see that he did come out and took some extra shots during the break, which is, I don't want to say unusual because the guys warm up after they come out from the break, but he was sort of off to the side with one of the Knights coaches. Maybe he's trying to work a small kink out.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes that's all you need is a little bit extra shots behind to just figure out whatever's going on. Sometimes all you need is just see some balls go in the hoop for you to gain your confidence back.
He was looking for McClinton down low. Dukes came up with it, but got blocked by Cherry. And looks like they switched Dukes over to Johnson. Dukes one of the better defenders on the team. Johnson, the rejection from Young, and now McClinton. They have a 4-on-3 here. Dukes wisely pulls it back, goes back inside to McClinton. Great play.
Just absolutely phenomenal ball movement there from the Knights, going back in and out, and then Dukes finding McClinton with a little bit of the edge on the defender there for the easy layup.
And then going back to that pressure defense as they come up the floor. Didn't cause a turnover, but I like the aggressiveness by Coach Martin's team.
So do I.
And they're going to get him for stepping on the out-of-bounds line, does White. Early timeout for Williamson. Well, out there, if you're like me and we do a lot of cooking at the house, the most important thing we can do is have new recipes. Variety is the spice of life. So if you're looking for new recipes, you can always visit wisemarkets.com or download the Weis mobile app to view thousands of recipes. With this large variety, there's sure to be a new meal your family will love. Cook something new with Weis Markets. And I would also point out, if any of you are from the area and go down to the Enola Weis, on the calendar as you walk out, they have virtual cooking classes through Weis, which you can get more information about. And on the calendar as you walk out from the register, it tells you when those cooking classes are. Interesting date night, maybe. Stay in, do a virtual cooking class, make dinner. Hey, that'd be cool.
Very interesting. I don't mind it be a date night, just something so I can actually have food other than just making the simple rice and something in the microwave.
King with the aggressive layup, does get the call, would have liked to get the roll as well. Definitely like seeing King's aggressiveness improve here.
Absolutely. Was just about to mention that. He's definitely coming out with a lot more aggressive, as we're used to having him seeing, just going and taking the ball right up to the rack. Not afraid of contact, not afraid of drawing fouls. He's doing a terrific job so far.
And King hits the first. Gives the Knights a 5-point cushion. And hits them both.
The Knights now building their lead back up a little bit. Definitely need to keep the pressure on and keep getting some stops on defense.
Number 4, Flint. We had him listed as number 3, so my apologies in the first half that we didn't give Flint his credit. White leaves it for Flint, who thinks better and tries to go to Cherry. And King ahead of the play. And a bucket for King. King is taking over here in the second half, Dalton.
Absolutely. You got to give credit also to Riley Young there to come away with the steal and just find King streaking down the court. An easy breakaway layup there for King.
Knights lead by 8. An 8-0 run here to start the second.
This is exactly what they needed coming out of the locker room. Exactly what they needed.
And turnover for Williamson. It's going to go back to the Knights.
Everything going the Knights' way so far, both on offense and defense. Need to keep the pressure on that. You cannot let Williamson Trade try and fight and come back in this game.
Just under 17 minutes. From downtown, still, off from that long, deep-range 3. And Johnson the pull-up jumper, and that'll go.
Hey, at least I can appreciate the confidence in King there to try to pull up that jumper. I can appreciate that.
King from the corner thinks better on the 3 in Wallace. I made the comment earlier, Dalton, if we're going to win this game, Wallace has to contribute. That's his third 3-pointer.
Absolutely, and just all over for the Knights. Shooting the 3 ball pretty well.
Dukes with the foul, and he is not pleased.
Yeah, this is the second, third time tonight where Dukes has gotten called for the foul where I'm not quite sure what it was that initiated the foul, and obviously he's not too happy about it.
Ronald Johnson leads the way for Williamson Trade with 20. McClinton with 13 and 7, with Dukes with 12 and 5. And Dukes comes up with a loose ball. And he takes it to the hoop and gets the roll. Knights are opening up an 11-point lead on a 13-2 run here to start this second half.
Yep, as I mentioned, keep the foot on the gas pedal. Do not let up.
And Johnson has been held in check thus far. Drain from downtown, can't get it to go. Wallace, the rebound, they have a 3-on-2. Wallace takes it all the way, can't get it to go. Cherry can't come up with it. And Wallace slow to get up. And we do not like to see that. When you stop play for somebody down, that is not good, although it looks like Wallace is okay. Takes a seat. Not going to check in at the trainer's table, though the trainer might ask him politely to come over.
Yeah, you definitely got to take a look at him because he definitely came down pretty hard after that missed layup. Talking with the trainer, he seems to be okay, to kind of shaking it off a little bit.
And a sort of a stoppage in play until we figure out if Wallace is going to be all right. Wallace is going to check in at the scorer's table. Great rebound by Riley Young and the foul.
Just absolutely no fear from any of these Knights players right now. There was 3 defenders in Young's face, but he was still able to get the shot up and put it over in for the basket.
And Young can extend this lead to 14. Comes up empty. And Drain with the rebound. 15 left. Knights lead by 13 points. White down low. Young with the defense. Johnson thinks better on pulling the trigger on a 3. What a play. Can't get it to go though. White the rebound. Now Flint the rebound. Who can't get that one to go? Johnson the rebound. They're going to get a foul call.
Again, although no points came out of it, that is something that the Knights need to do to limit Williamson Trade from making a comeback. There's just too many second chances. But another on that same coin, they are not letting anything in the paint right now.
Johnson from downtown, no good. And Cooper back in the game, gets the rebound. Cooper came in for Wallace. McClinton trying to run baseline and throws it and hits the backboard. He did have King open, but that's a tricky pass, no matter how you try to slice it.
No, yeah, he definitely had King open. He knew he had a look at it. It was just an unfortunate spot on the court. It's kind of hard to try and get that around the defender while also getting it behind the backboard. There's not really much McClinton can do there.
And White takes the inbound. The sky hook, can't get that one to go. Dukes comes down with the rebound.
Nice defense, doing a really good job of just limiting any offensive production for Williamson Trade in the paint.
Johnson knocks the ball out to keep it away from King.
The Knights not letting them try and claw and chip away at this lead. If Williamson Trade is going to have any hope on offense, they're going to have to spread out the floor and get the free ball going.
King to McClinton from downtown. Can't get that one to go, but Young the rebound. They're going to get Young for push-off. Harrison is going to check in for Young. In terms of foul trouble, Dukes has 3, Young has 3, McClinton with 2. For Williamson Trade, Cherry has 3, Flint and Drain both with 2. Not really any significant foul trouble at this point. But Young is remaining in the game with 3 fouls. And Johnson, an off-balance shot. I almost thought that maybe Knight got a piece of it, but the refs did not believe that.
No, he came down with just entirely too much speed and didn't look up for the rim, and then when he went to realize, he realized he was away from it. He was behind it.
Harrison back in the game, and King from the corner. In and out for King. That's a tough one.
Good look, though, nonetheless. Just unfortunately couldn't get it to call.
Knights clinging to a 13-point lead with this 15-2 run here over the first 7 minutes. Flint from downtown can't get that one to go. Cooper, the rebound. Cooper looking for King underneath, and Young from downtown hits the side of the backboard. White the other direction. Over King. Looked like a little bit of a push-off there against King's back, but didn't get the call.
Yeah, definitely could have called it that way, but I guess we have a little bit of a different viewpoint for the ref down here. Or up here, I should say.
And Harrison in between that zone. They're looking for King from way outside. I'd really just like to see King pass on those deep threes. He did start getting in the groove, but he's a good 3 feet outside of the 3-point line. And Cooper from 3. Can't get that one to go. Riley Young the rebound and put back.
And that was a great play from Young, just in the right, perfect spot to get that offensive rebound and put it right back up for the easy layup.
And Johnson looking to get that, great defensive play. They let it go. And Johnson underneath still has yet to score a bucket here in the second half. And White the turnover. And a good foul. I mean, you hate to see the Knights players take a spill like that, but that's really the only play there for Williamson.
Yeah, pretty much. That would have been a 2-on-0 if they let him just blow by like that. So, not necessarily what the thing you want to do at all times, but that right there was the only right decision.
We got Cooper, McClinton, Harrison, Wallace, nice to see him back out there, and Young. Dukes is ready to check in. They got McClinton wide open in the corner, but good defense to flows. McClinton anyway drops another deuce from the corner.
Even though they limited him from shooting the three, he realized he still had space to just take a couple steps up and take that jumper. Nice play from McClinton.
Nice to see Wallace back in because it's scary anytime you see a player, down on the floor like that. And the floater from Flint can't get it to go, grabs his own rebound. And an acrobatic shot that does go, and Flint gets on the score sheet here in the second half.
You got to give him credit there. He was on 4 defenders right there. He was still able to get the rebound and have that nice shot.
Harrison, the kick to McClinton. Oh, and in and out. And McClinton tried to go for the steal. To be honest, I got to give McClinton a ton of credit here. This has to be one of his better games. And this is coming off of a player of the game berth there on Sunday.
Exactly. He was 1 rebound short of a double-double. I mean, he plays with an intensity and an aggressiveness that it's vital for the Knights' success. Both on the offensive and defensive side, getting rebounds, getting steals, putting up nice shots.
Cherry puts the ball on the floor, takes the shot, can't get it to go, and that's going to be Knights ball. One thing I will say is the Knights have managed to keep Williamson in check, especially Johnson.
Yeah, they found an answer for him. That's what they needed to do. I mean, he was absolutely just going. He was streaking right down to the rim every single time he got the ball in easy layups. And so far this second half, they are not allowing anything from anyone down there.
And Williamson really only playing a 6-person rotation, whereas the Knights are playing upwards of 10 different players this evening. Dukes comes up short. Johnson on the break. Essentially took on the entire Knights team for that layup, and the Knights are only leading now by 11. Timeout by Coach Gary Martin. With 10:10 left, the Knights lead 57-46, an 11-point lead.
We'll give a quick shout out to the people that do this broadcast right now. The Nightly News Media Club at Central Penn College is looking for new members. Members have the opportunity to get hands-on experiences writing for our student publication, The Nightly News, being a part of the Nightly News podcast, and being a part of our sports live stream broadcast, such as this one right here. Email Club Advisor Professor Paul Miller at paulmiller@centralpenn.edu.
Of course, we would always love to have you do paid positions with the athletics program. Opportunities to be on our Nightly News podcast, where we just celebrated 200 episodes. And Dalton, it was wonderful to get to have you and Nick and Brett also on the very last segment of that 200th podcast. It's a day that I'll never honestly forget. We did it in conjunction with our new podcast studio open house last term. So any of those of you who'd like to be, at Central Penn that want to be on the show, just let me know and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, it was definitely a great experience, just getting to look back at all the experiences I've had over my time here at Central Penn. It's just always nice to look back and see where I started to where we are now. Not even just me personally, but the broadcast itself. Since I've been here, it's made absolutely tremendous bounds and leaps that I've just been it's been a pleasure to be a part of.
Well, and honestly, without you, those bounds and leaps wouldn't happen. So thank you. I appreciate it. So a quick turnover here as we come to the halfway point. This is where the Knights really have to tighten up on defense, and Cherry wide open down below, misses a wide open layup, and now the Knights are going the other way. Khalil Dukes, and he gets that one to fall. Dalton, mark my words, if we are victorious, that sequence right there could prove to be the difference. Cherry had a wide open shot, missed the layup, Knights got the rebound, and then went back down, and Duke scored that contested shot.
Absolutely, and I think that's just part of the discombobulation that the Knights defense has Williamson Trade right now. Even when they're getting open looks, they still can't make any shots. They've just been playing tremendous defense on Williamson Trade, just keeping the pressure on, exactly what they need to do.
Johnson to Flint. Basically been the same 5 people. Well, it's really a 6-person rotation here for Williamson. Johnson Beautiful shot, just can't get it to fall.
And I'm shocked that their coach hasn't tried to make any substitutions to try and get some new guys out there, do some fresh arms out there.
McClinton missed on the 2. Did come up with his own rebound, and Dukes was looking for Harrison cut to the basket instead of staying in the spot, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, Dukes was definitely, obviously, as you mentioned, was trying to get that off, but once he realized that Harrison was staying in his spot, it was going to be a turnover either way, so he just kind of had to eat the up and down, forcing a turnover for the Knights.
Knights lead 59-46 with 9:05 left. Paul Miller, Dalton, Koller here for the Nightly News Media Club. We will be back here with you next Wednesday night and Thursday night. We have basically a back-to-back with Christendom Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, the 5th, and then the women will follow up on Thursday the 6th. Unfortunately, Dalton, you won't be with us. You'll be on the road for opening day for Knights baseball.
Absolutely, very excited to get the season going. We've had a very productive last couple of weeks for practices, so hopefully we can start off the season with a couple W's down in North Carolina.
And looking forward, I know that you're working on a baseball preview. I'm looking forward to seeing that. That should be out on the Nightly News, cpcnightlynews.com here in the coming weeks.
It's just basically a piece I write every year about incoming players that are going to be, important parts of the lineup, maybe fill some roles, and also returning guys who's going to be taking some leadership roles. I mean, we really didn't have too many people leave us, but
other than Zach Boyer.
Oh, yeah, obviously, and then also guys like Adam Hoover and stuff like that. The productive people in the lineup. So, as of right now, I will say, from what I've been seeing, teams looking to three-peat as ESAC champions.
Love to hear it. Great fall-away jumper by Ali, who has essentially been quiet since about halfway through the first half. 8:10 left. Knights still holding on to a double-digit lead here, 59-48.
I mean, you could pretty much say that for almost the entire Williamson Trade offense, not to be disrespectful, but that's just the kind of defense that Central Penn has been playing this half.
And the Knights are going to regain that ball. Almost a turnover there by King. He had actually gotten back on defense. But the loose ball just squirted out of bounds, and the Knights, really, let's be honest, Dalton, the biggest reason why we are winning this game is we're basically getting all of the breaks.
Pretty much. I mean, in the past, that's been kind of the issue for the Knights.
Johnson can't get it to go, but back tap by White. And now it's a 9-point game, and this is where the Knights really have to tighten up and can't have a lot of empty possessions. Wallace from downtown. No good. Wallace slow to get up again. Hopefully that ankle still isn't bothering him. But Johnson, Flint, will remain Williamson ball.
Yeah, I just think that Central Penn, with the double-digit lead, got a little bit too comfortable on the offensive side, just putting up jumpers anytime they can, and they're not getting them to fall. They need to continue to play the defense they've been playing this entire half.
And Drain, what an impressive shot. And an unorthodox call there by Williamson Trade. Usually you call timeout to slow the momentum of the other team. They had the momentum and called timeout. Very unusual. But with that timeout, that gives us a chance to talk about our sponsor, Weis Markets. If you need an on-the-go breakfast or snack, swing by Weis Markets and pick up some fresh in-store cut fruit. Weis Markets also offers large pre-cut fruit platters for family gatherings or parties. And what better thing to get for your Super Bowl party than catering from Weis? They do ask for some advance notice, but all you have to do, especially at the Enola location, go into the deli. They handle all the catering orders. They will take good care of you. In fact, our last couple of shindigs that we've had down at the school have been catered by Weis.
Yeah, they definitely do a terrific job. It's definitely delicious food, and obviously with the Super Bowl, I hopefully will be trying to get some catering myself, because I will hopefully, as an Eagles fan, come away at the end of the night with them getting a win. But we'll see how it goes.
Certainly tough to watch that game on Sunday as a Washington fan, but I'm not gonna. It stung for a day, but I'm not gonna hang my head at going from 4-13 to 12-5.
Oh, absolutely nothing. I mean, you get the new ownership in there, completely turn the culture around. You get your franchise quarterback who's not going anywhere for years to come. Jaden Daniels is definitely a special talent.
Got to keep him healthy. That's all. All right. Knights fans, this is prime time. 7 minutes, 15 seconds left. Knights only lead by 7, one of their smaller leads in the past 20 minutes of game time. They got out to a bigger lead as like 15. And not the play they wanted there. White comes up with it. And now Johnson's looking back to get back into his hot ways. And they leave Johnson open for 2. Can't get it to go. Rebound Riley Young. They have to score here. They've lost a lot of momentum. King takes on the whole team, but can't get it to go. Grabs his own rebound. He's in a bad way down underneath. And they're going to call a foul. They're going to call a jump ball there. Does remain Knights ball.
Yeah, the Knights were trying to, on that last possession, they were trying to slow down the pace and just had nothing there.
Young tried to go to Cooper. King comes up with it. And they're going to hold it. And now we're at 10 on the shot clock. They're going to try to get it down low to Young, but can't do it. And there's only 5 seconds left.
At some point, you're going to have to put a shot up.
So, did the shot clock go before the foul? Not the offensive possession that the Knights were looking for there. However, Dukes is going to get to go to the line for 3. And just a terrible defensive lapse there by Williamson. The last thing you can do is foul with the shot clock running out.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even have to try and initiate that contact. I mean, Dukes was off balance, basically from the logo in the middle of the court. It would have been a tough shot to make. Not saying he can't make it, but just a costly mistake there for Williamson Trade. And who knows, maybe, the Knights might be able to build off that and carry that momentum and extend in this lead again.
And he hits the first. And again, here's another sequence there that really could make the difference in this contest between Williamson making a comeback here and the Knights being able to stave it off.
Absolutely. I mean, if your opponent's just going to give you gifts and opportunities like that, you need to capitalize on it.
Now, he did only receive 2 free throws there, so not entirely sure what happened. And going back the other way, Johnson hits the bucket, and he's going to go to the line. I mean, they weren't in the bonus. I guess I just assumed that would be 3 shots.
So did I. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened there, but
nonetheless, this is to shrink the lead to 5. And this is getting a little too close for comfort for me, Dalton.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
Johnson hits.
It just seems like these last couple of minutes for the Knights, both on offensive and defensive, is starting to get a little lax. Starting to lay off a little bit, and that's not something you can afford to do, especially with a team like Williamson Trade.
And a turnover. King cannot connect with Dukes. They look at each other trying to figure out what's going on. And I'll tell you, this run really happened with McClinton on the bench. If I'm Coach Martin, I'm getting McClinton back in this game immediately.
So do I. You get your offense from him, you get some rebounding from him, you get some defense from him. I mean, something adjustment needs to be made here by the Knights.
And Drain still have 3 timeouts due to the Knights. Why not call one here?
I mean, Williamson Trade has all the momentum. You need to do something to stop it.
Halfway through the shot. Wallace from downtown. This is massive. What a shot. That extends the Knights' lead to 6.
And Wallace is definitely tending to step up in those big moments and just pull up a 3. Right there, a big, huge make there.
And coming off that ankle scare, it's nice to see him. That was his first shot since that potential injury. Flint looking for Drain. Drain very close to stepping out of bounds there. Trying to make a move on Cooper. Flint with 2 on the clock. Can't get it to go. Big rebound by Dukes.
like to see there on that possession right there, a lot more aggressive defense there from the Knights. Have to stop.
And Wallace sees King in the corner, and there it is! What a shot from King!
Just like that, exactly what they needed. I think they were getting a little bit too lax in trying to find perfect shots, where now they're kind of picking up the pace a little bit on the offensive side and back-to-back three-pointers.
Knights lead by 9, 4 minutes left. Stick here with the Nightly News. It's going to be a wild finish. And Tyree Cooper with the steal. And he takes it coast to coast. And we're going to extend that lead to 11.
Just like that.
What a run. An 8-0 run there with 2 3 balls and a steal by Cooper has extended this lead back to double digits in Dalton. And that's how quick it can happen.
Exactly. Flip of a switch, just like that. All momentum from one side to the other. I love to see it.
Johnson attacking in the painted area. Can't get that shot to go, and Dukes with another massive rebound.
And that's another thing that the Knights have done. They have cleaned up a lot here in the second half, limiting the offensive rebound from Williamson Trade.
Dukes takes it strong to the hoop, doesn't get the foul call that he was looking for, and a steal by Johnson. Drain tries to take it all the way, but can't get it to go. And White steps out of bounds, coming off the rebound.
That was good defense there from Wallace to defend that shot. He had an open look on the left a little bit for the layup there, but good hands there from Wallace to try and swat that one down.
McClinton back in the game that we called for. It seems like all these predictions I'm making are coming true.
I mean,
it's almost like I've called a couple games before.
You might have an earpiece in there with Coach Martin. He might be listening to you up here.
Oh, poor pass by Cooper. King can't come up with it. Unfortunately, that's not what you like to see, is now they're arguing. That's what we don't want to see with a double-digit lead. I understand that there's frustration there, but you have to channel that anger elsewhere.
No, absolutely. You can't allow, some poor miscommunication and just stuff like that to weigh on you. I mean, you're up 11 with less than 3 minutes left. All you got to do is just maintain this lead. You can't let stuff like that affect you.
Well, Dalton, we were talking earlier about getting ready for the Super Bowl. Just keep in mind that every weekend, Weis Markets has the 3-day sale. Get your favorite products at the best deals during Weis Markets 3-day sales. You'll always find the best deals on the weekends. Check weismarkets.com for more information on this week's sales and next week for the Super Bowl. Well, Dalton, 2:50 left. Knights lead by 11. And like I said, I got to be honest, this is as good of a team game as I have seen Knights play this entire season.
No, absolutely. I mean, coming out of the locker room at the half, we mentioned some things that they need to clean up. Obviously, some three-point shooting here. Down late. It's gotten them back up to this big lead. And again, the offensive rebounds from Williamson Trade, they've done a really good job of limiting that. I mean, just any offense from Williamson Trade, they've done a really good job here in the second half.
Leading the way for the Knights. Again, you can always go to centralpennknights.com, check out the last stats. Leading the way for the Knights, Khalil Dukes with 17 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Anthony McClinton with 15 and 9. On the other side, Ronald Johnson with 25 on 12 of 29 shooting. And White with 11 points, 14 boards. And there's shot number 30 for Johnson. The coach just must have told him just keep firing.
I mean, he's been their main offensive guy, and he's trying to take over this game.
King takes it himself, can't get it to go. Young trying to go for those rebounds. I tend to agree with Riley Young there, saying that the ball was tipped out of his hands, but nonetheless, a 9-point lead for the Knights with 2:14 left, and this is going to be wild final 2 minutes.
Absolutely, just need to keep the pressure on defense here. They've been scoring a lot of their points here on that stretch they went on in the paint. Force them to shoot some threes.
And Johnson can't come up with it, and Young with a massive rebound as we tick under 2 minutes. And the pressure, Cooper can get it across. Wallace back to Cooper, and they got McClinton wide open underneath. Great
vision there from Cooper to just fire that into a wide open McClinton there, an easy look.
1 minute and 36 seconds, and the Knights are going to get Williamson Trade with a foul there, and the Knights will regain the ball. And I think one more basket could do it.
Drain as much clock as you can. I mean, you have 25 seconds to the shot clock. You don't have to necessarily put something up right away, but if you do have something open, go ahead and put it up.
Clinton brings it back out to Cooper. Wallace back to Cooper with 9 on the shot. Inside to Young. And that, as we tick under a minute, 13 points. I think that is going to do it. And the Knights lead by 13. Now that we're under a minute, I think it's time for the Weis player of the game. And I know this is unprecedented, but I think that we have no other choice but to give co-players of the game between Khalil Dukes and Anthony McClinton. Both have 17 points. Both have 9 rebounds. Khalil Dukes with 5 assists, McClinton with 3. So congrats go out to both Khalil Dukes and Anthony McClinton, our Weis co-players of the game.
Yeah, definitely kind of a rare thing to see, but we have seen it happen before, where I think it might have been 2 seasons ago, where we had Quadir Allen and Nate G. Philippe combined to get co-players of the game. But hey, both players tonight, both Dukes and McClinton, very, very solid performances, and main reasons why we won this game.
And bottom line is, there's absolutely no reason why the Knights can't get on a run. As McClinton takes over the scoring lead from Dukes. Absolutely no reason why the Knights can't get on a run. And we are at a point right now in the season where if they were to get hot, the ESAC championship game is not out of the question. Williamson is one of their main foes. And Bucks, of course, just came in and won. So it's going to be interesting to see down the stretch.
No, but yeah, anytime that you can be at home or on the road, regardless, you can come away with a conference win, that is absolutely crucial to keep your playoff hopes alive, especially where the Knights are at now. If they can get hot, as you mentioned, the ESAC championship game is something that they can definitely go after here.
Bercy comes up empty with the 13-point lead, and this is going to be a Knights victory. Well, Dalton, there's no question that 3-point shooting improved. As I mentioned earlier, one of the keys to the game, Darius Wallace stepped up. King got going in the second half. But the bottom line is it's Anthony McClinton, it's Khalil Dukes is why the Knights won this game.
Yeah, pretty much. And also Williamson Trade giving them a lot of opportunities, even though it looked like they were starting to build some momentum to try and pull away, and they definitely could have. But hey, the Knights, they capitalized on the mistakes, and they come away with another win.
Well, again, congratulations go out to Khalil Dukes and Anthony McClinton for being co-players of the game, and congratulations go around to the Knights, who after that really tough game on Sunday, I'm pretty sure it feels great to come back and beat an ESAC rival, especially an ESAC rival that had beaten them earlier this season. We won convincingly here, 75-61. Dalton, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, all in all, you had a little bit of a rough start there, but hey, second half, they did exactly what they needed to do. They corrected all the mistakes, made all the correct adjustments, and they come away with the win. Not much more to say, just a great performance from all the Knights here today.
All right, well, hey, that's going to do it for this game. Remember, we will be back here with you both Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday night for the men against Christendom, Thursday night for the ladies against Christendom. So join us for our next broadcast next Wednesday, and join me in wishing Dalton the best of luck on the road trip as the Knights open the season on the diamond. So best of luck to you, sir.
I appreciate it very much so.
All right, for Dalton, Koller, for Paul Mellon, I want to give a shout out to Nick Hogan on photography and Noah Lopez on production tonight. Great job. We look forward to seeing you next week.